Okay, so hello everyone. In last class, we have seen like how we can add the login required decorators on each link. Okay, so means when someone click on Java, so that user must be logged in. So our user is already logged in. That's why he is able to access the Java exam. That is why he will be able to give Python exam and aptitude exam. But the condition is what? Login. He is already logged in. If he is not logged in, means he will not be able to give this Java, Python, or aptitude exam. Why? Because here we have added the decorators. In last class, we have already discussed about the decorators. Okay, so these are the decorators coming from Django contribute.auth decorators. Okay, and which decorator name is login required decorator. So this login required decorator we have kept on the Java page view and the Python page view and the aptitude page view. So what's the functionality of it? What is the working of it? So it is restriction. It is providing the restriction to the user who is not logged in. Okay, so the condition is to access this page, the user must be logged in. Okay, all right. So, so we have done this. Now, what we will do today? So, in login, when you click on the login, so this login form will come, right? But the problem is when you will try to log in with the same user. Okay, we have already the user. We have already one user which we have created. So you can see also in admin panel we have created. Okay, so for accessing the admin panel we need to write the admin here, and here the password username is admin, password is 123. Okay, so if you will see the users, so we have Nobita is the user. Okay, and this is not the staff status, it is not having the staff status, right? So means we have already one user. So let me log in that Nobita user once again. So when I click, when I've given the username, now I have to give in the password. So password I have given earlier, which is Django at the rate 1122. Right, so user is correct. My password is also correct. But when I click the login, you will see one issue. When I'm clicking on login, so what it is saying? It is saying page not found 404. Request method get and request URL is this. Okay, so means what does it mean? It means it is not able to find out the we can say a redirect URL, or we can say destination URL. When you are clicking on the login button, so there is no destination. After login, where to go? That destination is not defined, right? So in order to solve this issue, so this is the error we are getting. Okay. So in order to resolve this issue, what we need to do to solve this issue, we need to configure destination page inside settings.py. Okay. So in the settings.py, what we need to do in the settings.py, we need to configure the destination page. So how we can configure the destination page? What exactly we need to write for the destination page? So let's see. We will write here. We will write login underscore redirect underscore URL, right? And we are giving it to the home location. Once the user login successfully, then go to the home. Okay, home page. What is the home page? This is the Java page. This is the Python page. This is the home page. So when user login successfully, after clicking on this login, go to the home page. So this is what we are saying. So the same thing we have to write in the settings.py. So in the settings.py, here anywhere you can write. So I'll keep it here at line number 71. So what we have to write here, login underscore redirection or redirect underscore URL. So what is a redirect URL? This is what forward slash. It means home page location. Right? This is what home page location. Right? So now let's try to test it. So let me just restart the server once. So py manage.py run server. Just go to here once again. Okay. So just click on login. So now I will write the username. This user already exists. Okay, I've already told you about this. This Nobita user already exists. That is why we are able to log in. Otherwise, we can't log in if the user does not exist. Django at the rate 121122 and click on login. Okay, so now this time what page we are getting? We are getting the home page. Earlier it was showing an error, but now it is not showing the error. Means we has resolved this error. We have resolved this error successfully. Okay, this was the error and this was the solution, right? Okay, so let's take it as a note. So this is day 37. 37, right? Now what we have to do, the next part is we have to implement the logout. So when I click on logout, so it should be logout, right? So for this, what we need to do, so let me run the server once again. So like py manage.py run server. Okay, now let me just refresh it. Okay, so user is already logged in. That is why we are able to access these pages. Otherwise we won't be able to access these pages. Now let's click on logout. So when I'm clicking on logout, can you observe here at this site, where can you please see here for the moment when I hover my mouse on the logout. So when I'm hovering my mouse on the logout, what you are seeing the hash symbol. Okay, what we are getting the hash symbol. So that is why it is not going to the logout. So what we need to do, we have to configure it. So in order to configure it, we need to go to the logout link. Okay, first of all we need to go to the logout link. So where is this logout link we have created? So this logout link we have created in the base.html. Okay, so here we have home.html and base.html. In the base.html we have sign up, login and logout, right? So in the logout, instead of giving hash, instead of giving it here hash, what we will write? We will write the same thing as we have written in the log. Okay, so we will say accounts dot logout, accounts forward slash logout, right? Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to implement the logout functionality. But if you will see here now, if I refresh, so if I am hovering my mouse here, so what it is displaying, instead of displaying the hash symbol, it will be displaying here. Okay, here at this side, it will be displaying logout. Okay, what is displaying? Accounts forward slash logout, right? So, but the page is not working. Why it is not page? Why page is not working actually? So, okay, so now let's see what are the steps to create the logout functionality. So let me write the steps one by one so that you guys can also follow those all steps easily. Okay. So what we are going to do here, implementing logout functionality. Spelling mistake. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to follow two steps. Step one and step two. Okay. So let's talk about step one. So step one is we have already done the step one, which is update logout link with the URL pattern. Okay. So what URL pattern we have given in anchor tag? So we have given the pattern logout, I mean URL pattern, which is accounts forward slash logout. Okay, this we have already done. I'm talking about here. So here, this is what logout link. In the logout link, we have given the URL pattern, which is accounts forward slash logout. Okay, so means one step is done already, right? Okay, so let me just copy that line so that you can also remember that while implementing. So let's keep it here. Okay, now what is the next step? The next step is we need to define separate logout destination page. So for defining the separate destination page, what we need to do, we need to create the destination page. So what is our destination page? When I'm clicking on logout, when I'm clicking on logout, what I'm getting, this page isn't working. So this destination page we are getting. But instead of this, we have to create our own destination page, right? So how to create? We will create first HTML for that, right? we'll create one HTML which is logout.html. So we'll create the logout.html. So let me keep this here. Okay. So where we will create the logout page simply in the like what we can say. Okay, you just take a note of this. Okay, so we have to implement the logout.html page. Okay, so here we will create one file which is logout.html, logout.html, right? So first of all, let's write here doc type HTML, right? And here we will extend this base.html so that we can get these navbar option. Okay, so that we can these complete top navbar. So for that we need to extend. For extending, we will write here percentage, and here we will write extend keyword, extend. Okay, and here I'll write the application name, and in the application which template we want to extend, which is base.html. Now we have to create here block. Why we are creating the block? So that we can write the logout specific interface. Okay, logout specific code. So let's create the block, and there should be a end block. So here I'm writing end block, and this block name should be any. So I'm writing here body block. Correct. Now here we will write the code. So what I will do here, let's write here one bootstrap class which is jumbotron. Okay, jumbotron, right? And inside this we will create one container dot container. So container is nothing but container class, and this container we will keep it aligned center. Okay, and here what we will do, we will write one message h1. So we are designing what logout page, so there should be a message, thanks for using exam, or we can say our exam portal. Okay, let's write it all in capital. Thanks for using our exam portal. Okay, So this is a thank you message we have written as a heading. Next, we will write one paragraph. Okay, it should be small p. Okay, so we will say, we'll write here some lorem 20. Okay, so 20 words we will get here, right? And we can write one more message here, which is h2. We can say, please log in again to enjoy. Okay, so kind of message. And for login, where is the login URL? So this is a login URL. So we'll copy this login URL. I mean, not URL. This is the hyper link we have created, anchor tag. So we will copy this anchor tag. We'll keep it here. So when user will try to log in it again, so that he can get this particular button, right? So make it like a button. Instead of saying nav link, we will make it like a button. So for button, we will write btn success. Okay, so button success, right? Okay, so this is what we have designed our, we can say, logout page interface. Okay, so now this is what our destination page. For this, what we need to do, we will create one view for this. Okay, so with the help of view, so that we can invoke this page. So let's go to the view, and in the view, we will create the view which is def log out view. Okay, and here we will write request, right? And here we will say return render, where we have to return it, and render request test app forward slash log out dot html. Okay, so this is what we have done. Now we have to create one endpoint to invoke this view, right? So let's go to the URLs. So in the urls.py, we will create here one path, and in the path we will mention logout forward slash, and we will mention here views dot logout underscore view, right? Okay. Okay, so when user is clicking randomly on this logout button, so what should be the destination page? How we will define the destination page for the login? We have already defined. As you can see here, we kept in the note destination page for the login. For we have done this login underscore redirect underscore URL, and what was it? Forward slash means home page. Okay, what we have written, to solve the issue we need to configure destination page inside the settings.py, and we have configured this. Okay, similarly for the logout we need to configure it. Okay, for the logout we have to configure it into the settings.py. So go to the settings.py file. In the settings.py file, here we need to write logout underscore redirect underscore URL. Okay, and here we will mention which URL, which endpoint, logout. Okay, because this logout endpoint we have created in urls.py. Can you see in the urls.py we have created this logout, and from here we are redirecting it to the logout. Okay, so the destination page for the logout is what? Logout page, which is already there. For the login destination page, after login, the destination page will be forward slash. Forward slash means home page location. Correct? I hope it will be clear this much. Okay. So now let's try to check. If there will be error, we will try to resolve. Okay. So it's working as of now. So refresh. So Java exam, Python exam. Okay. And if I'm doing login with existing user. So username is Nobita and password is Django @1122. Click on login. So login successfully. Now click on logout. So it is still saying page isn't working. So let's try to resolve this issue. So when I'm clicking on this logout, what is happening? It is showing this page is not working. So let's try to check what mistake we are doing. Okay, so what is our endpoint name? Logout. So when this logout invoke, then only logout view page will come. So in base.html, okay, so this is what logout, and what we are, what is the link name? Logout, but that is redirecting to the logout. That is the incorrect, because this logout button, this logout link should invoke this views URL. So that's why we have to give here logout. So just go to the base. Instead of removing this accounts forward slash logout, we can simply write here logout. Okay, so this is our endpoint name. Okay, this is the endpoint name we have created. So I think now the problem will fix, right? So let me just refresh it. Let me just click on Java, Python, aptitude, logout. Yeah, so it is showing. Thanks for using our exam portal and some message dummy text. And please log in. Enjoy. Okay, so if I click on, okay, so it is still able to access. That's the issue. We need to resolve it. So what I will do, so let's go to the views. In the views, let's import here from Django.contribute.auth and import here what? Logout. Logout method. Right? And once the request go to the logout, what we need to clear the session. So for clear the session, we need to write this. So now let's try to do it. So let me refresh it. Okay, or let me just run the server once again because we have done the changes. So clear it, py, manage.py, run server. So just try to run the server. So this is the home page, Java, Python, aptitude, logout. Now it is asking log. So see, now it is not allowing to access this exam. Once we log out, it's not displaying that log. So let's log in with the correct user. Now with the Django @11, right? So click on this. Now it is showing home page, Java page, Python exam, aptitude exam, login. Okay, but once we will log out, so we are not able to access this page anymore. Only home page we can access. But exam we can't write. So what we need to do, we need to log. Okay, so for the login we have Nobita and Django at the rate 112, right? So now we will what it's saying incorrect password Django at the rate 112. No, okay, so now it is showing, right? So that's great. We have done this. So we need to use this. Okay, so this view is important. This is what I have added already. So please make a note. Have to create the view like this. Okay, this is why we need to give this logout so that once user is logged out, okay, so the session should be clear. Means the previous information should not be stored in the session, right? So that is why. Now what we need to do, we need to implement the sign up. Okay. So for the sign up, when I click on sign up means the registration form should come. If it is a new user, so user will do the sign up. For the sign up, there should be a registration page. So we'll create the registration page. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to implement the sign up functionality. Okay, so we have this sign up button. For this sign up button, we will create the functionality. And what we need to do, basically, we have to store the user in the database. Right, for example, this Nobita already stored in our database, right? So then only he can sign in and we can validate the user. So for whenever we sign up, whenever the new user will sign up, so for what we need to do, we need to store his information in the database. Right now, the user information it should be stored into the database. Right. So for example, what we will do, we will create one form.py. Okay. So what we will do, we will create like form. Let's see, form.py. I'm just telling you the dummy code only. Right. So let's suppose there is a forms.py. In the forms.py, let's suppose there is a class we will create. The class is what sign up form. Okay. And we will this class will inherit some class that's don't discuss as of now, and there will be a meta class. Okay, so meta class contain the information about the like database, right, where this form data will be stored. Okay, so meta means data about the data. So here we have to tell the model information. So what is our model name? model is nothing but model is nothing but model is nothing but the table, the database name. So here in the database table, what we have, so if you will check here, here we have user table right now. So we have user table. Okay, so in the user table, let me just show you. Let's go to the home. So can you see here user table right now? So this user table information we have to keep. Okay, so what is where we want to store the information? We want to store our information in the users, right? What is the table name? Users. Okay, right. So what are the fields of the user table you want to? So if you will go to the user table, if you click on the user table, so we have different fields. Okay, like username, email, first name. So what are the fields you want to keep? So I want to keep all the fields. I want to get the all the fields of the user table. So all the field means what we need to say? We need to say here fields is equals to how many fields? All fields. So I will say all. Okay, earlier we also have discussed about this. So this is the basic idea we have performed, right? Okay, so this is the basic. So when we implement the sign up, we will display the form to the user. Once user will submit the form, the information will be stored the user table, and here we will get the user. Okay, here we will get the new user. Okay, for example, this time our username is Nobita. Next time the username will be any. Correct? So like that we have to. So for this, just come here and let me tell you the steps follow. Okay, so implementing sign up button function, right? So how to implement? Okay, so let's understand some points like auth application having form class provide login form. Okay, so with the help of authentication application, what we can get? We can get the login form, right? But auth application does not contain any form for sign up function functionality. Okay, so okay, so there is a in the auth application, authentication application, login form is already there. We didn't create login form. We just injected the login form. But there is no sign up form in the authentication application. That is why we need to create one. So the third point is if a user sign up compulsory, that information should be stored in database. Okay, when I'm talking about database means user, right? So information should be stored into what? Into the user, right? Okay. Now the fourth point is display form to sign up and that information should be stored inside database. Got it. right? The point is for such type of requirement, it is highly recommended go for model based form. So model based forms are connected with the database table. So that is why we will use the model form. So first of all, what we will do, we'll be creating one file which is forms.py file. So in the test tab, we will create one forms.py file, right? So I hope you are understanding the story behind the sign up. So we will go to the VS Code, and in the VS Code, we'll create in the test tab. Okay, so we have the test tab. In the test tab, we will create one forms.py. So forms.py file. Okay, so in the forms.py file, what we will do, we will create here one form class. Okay, so from Django import form. Okay, from Django dot config dot authentication dot models. Okay, so we have to take the model from authentication application. Okay, models import. So what's the table name? That table name is user table, right? Now we will create class. Class name you can give any. So I'm writing here sign up form. Okay. Forms dot model form, right? Now class is what? We are creating the inner class. The inner class name is meta class. And here what is the model name? Model or database model name is user. Okay, because this user table is already created in the authentication application. In the authentication application, we have models. In the models, we have user table. So that user table we are using to store our user information. Okay, and what are the fields we want? What are the fields we want in the user table to store? So fields. So I will use the username. I'll take the new username from the new user, and the password, and then email, and then first name, and then let's say last name. Okay, etc. So these are the information I'm going to gather from the user, new user. So this form we have to inject on the HTML file. So what I will do, I'll create here one, we can say I'll create here one sign up page, right? So go to the templates. So here I'll create one sign up. Okay, so let's try to create a file. So what is our file name? signup.html file. Okay, so for the code in the signup.html file, we will write doc type. Okay, and here we will extend the base.html. So extend base with test tab / base.html. Right? Okay. So now what we have to do the next? We have to create the block. So how to create the block? Just use this percentage symbol and the block, and here we will write end block, and here we will mention the block name. So this is the body block, right? And what we will do here, we will write the code. So class we are creating, the class name is Jumbo dot container. Okay. Here we will write h1, please sign up to write the right exam. Right. After that, what we will write, we will create here one form. Okay. So the method will be post. The submission method will be post. And in this form, we have to inject the form which we have created. So what form we have created? We have created the sign up form. Okay. So I will write here form dot as_p so that our form should be displayed as a paragraph. Okay. And there should be a button. So button is what? We can say. Okay, the one thing is when we are using post, when we are submitting the form data using post, there should be a CSRF token validation. Otherwise, Django will revoke our request. So that is why it's important to have CSRF token validation. Okay, CSRF token validation. And here what we will write? We will write now input. Okay, type is what? Submit. Okay, and the value is what? Sign up. Right, so this is what? So where this form is, who is sending this form? For this, we will create one view. Okay, so there should be a view. So let's go to the views.py file. So in the views.py file, what we have to do, we have to create one. What's the view name? Def sign up underscore view request. Okay. And here we have to take the sign up form. Sign up. But where is the sign up form? So sign up form is there in the forms.py. Okay, forms.py, and this forms.py is inside the test tab. So in the view, if you want to access the sign up form, so right here from test tab, okay, dot forms, import what? Import which form? Sign up form. Okay, so here we can create the sign up form object. So right here sign up form and the object. So what we are doing, we are creating empty form object. Empty form object means the details are not there. The user has not given any details as of now. So that is what empty form. But when user entered the details and clicked on the post, submit button, so that will be the post request. So how to check whether user submitted the response or not? So we will write here if request method is equal to post or not. Okay, if user request method is post means user has submitted their detail. So what we have to do now, this time we have to create post object. Okay, to sign up form request is what? object for the post. Okay, and this we will override. So this form we are overriding with this information, right? Now, what we have to do, we have to save the user information into the database. So how to save? Form dot save. That's it. And we will store this inside a variable called user, right? Now, after that, what we have to do, we will set the password user dot set underscore password, right? And we will say user dot password. Okay. And after that we will again write the save. So which we have to save? Now we have to save the user, so user dot save. Okay, now what we have to do, once user done with the login, so what we have to do, we have to send this information return render, okay, request and test app forward slash, what's the application name, sign up dot html. And what we have to send, we have to send the form as a key and form as a value, right? And this in sign up, as you can see in the sign up form, we are injecting the form. So who is sending this form? This view is sending. The sign up view is sending the form. This is form is the object. It could be the empty form or it could be the filled form, right? And once user done the sign up means we have to redirect it to the login page. So how to redirect to the login page? We will say return http. Okay, so we will write here http. So for this thing we need to import the http. So here we will write from Django dot http import http response. Okay. So now what we have to do? We have to write here return http response redirect. Okay, so this should be the response redirect and redirect, where we have to redirect. So accounts forward slash log. Okay. The same we have written here in the base.html. When the user click on login, so what will be the URL? This accounts forward slash login. So similarly here what we are doing, same thing we are doing, right? Okay. So now let's try to check it once whether it's working or not. So let's click on this. Okay, so for this we have to create the URL as well. We didn't create the URL. So let's go to the URLs. So URLs you can see the settings, I mean the URLs.py. So here we have to create one URL for sign up. Okay, so path sign up forward slash, we will write here views dot sign up. Okay, so what's the view name? Sign up. Now what we have to do, we have to update the link. So in the base.html we have sign up. So this sign up should be updated with sign up. Okay. So now we can start the server, our server once again. Yeah. Okay, server started. Go here, refresh it. Okay. So home, Java exam, Python exam. Okay. So let's suppose there is a new user. So click on sign up. Okay. So we are getting template error block Did you forget to register? Okay. So I think there is an error in the sign up template. Okay, so the spelling is wrong and down. Sign up. Okay, now it is displaying sign up form, right? So here, let's suppose I'm writing the username is Dore on, password is Dora at the rate 11. So their Gmail is Dora at the rate gmail.com. First name is Dore, last name is. Okay, so just click on sign up. Okay, so sign up happened or not? So let's just refresh it. Okay, so we are getting Doraemon information. So what is the username Doraemon? And this is not the staff. Okay, and first name, last name, we are getting everything. So now just try to log in with the new user, which is Doraemon, and password is what? Dora 123, I guess. Okay. Dora at the rate one password I give. Okay, so let's try to create another user because I forgot the password. It's really bad. So new user, let's suppose Gian. Password is okay. So this is the password we have kept at the rate 112. Okay, let's try to log in with the Doraemon. Dora at the rate 11. Okay, so now it is allowing give the exam. Java exam, Python exam, aptitude exam, we can see. Okay. So this is a Doraemon. Okay. So here, as you can see here, password is what? The password is coming as a, we can say encrypted password is coming, right? So we cannot see the password, right? And here is the permissions you can give. Okay, if you want to make it a super user status or a staff user status, you can give. So that's all for today. That's all for today. We have created this. The missing part of this particular thing is the design. So I didn't focus much on the design. Design you can do by yourself. You can make it more attractive. You can write more text. My basic idea for this project is to tell you the authentication and authorization. Okay, so for authentication means you are the valid user or not for this application. Authorization means what permissions you have. So permissions we can handle from here, like how much permission you want to get, we can handle. Okay, so that was all about authentication and authorization. I hope you understood. If you're not understanding, if you're getting any issue, you can come to me, you can ask. Right. So I've done this. Okay. And one more thing, let me give you this code to you so that you can practice. But I will suggest you don't copy and paste. You just watch the video and practice it. Okay. So add git commit hyphen m day which day it is. So day 34, day 35 also included, day 36 also included. Okay, so in 3 days we have completed this authentication and authorization. Okay, so you can make it more attractive. You can add more functionality on it. Git. Now we can push it on the GitHub. Right. So here is the link and access it. Over here, you will get it from here. Here you can see this is the day 34, but you can understand by the comment. Okay, because the more folders are there with the name of day 34, but which day 30? Okay, no, the same folder is updated. Okay, the same folder is up. So here you can see and check the view is updated or not. You can see everything. Okay, you can practice it. You can watch the video. This is the form we have created for sign up. Okay. All right, guys. So that's all from my side. In the next video, we will start with new topic.